Hi, I am Krista. I run the Balancing Meniere's and also um, the private group, the Meniere's Acceptance Club. And I am doing these Facebook Live videos because we don't talk about the emotional side of Meniere's enough. We know to go see the doctors. We know that if we feel bad physically, we need to find out what the problem is and solve it. So we go see the doctors, we go see the naturopaths, the physiotherapists, and that's good for the physical side. But I think it is a little bit harder to know what to do on the emotional side because the emotional side is about things that are not as physical. It comes in terms of confidence, believability, um, who we surround ourselves with, emotional well-being. And it's hard to take somebody who feels bad, send them to the doctor a bunch of times, but don't change the emotional environment. So that's what I want to do these Facebook videos about. And today I want to talk about something that is probably one of the most important aspects of this emotional healing is influences. And what I mean by influences is I believe and I say that a person's life can change on the way out to get the mail at the mailbox. You can have the best intentions, you can have the best reasons for them and the belief on them. And then the second you get up off the couch and go get the mail, all these little influences come at you. You run into a neighbor, you pick up a piece of mail, and it's either bad news or something you need to take care of. And all of our hopes and dreams in that moment, they get obliterated because it's hard to focus on one thing at a time. So when a person is on a healing journey, it's important to be the one in the commander's seat or be the one in control on who and what tells you about how you're supposed to feel. That is the movies you watch, the people that you see, the little comments from people that you work with. You know, even standing in line in a grocery store and listening to the conversation around you is going to control how you feel about yourself. If you can imagine being an observer in a crowd of three people, and they are, say, talking about the holidays, and they say things like, I really have enough money to buy presents for my family because I was laid off and I don't know what I'm going to do. And now it's the holidays and my family's giving me a hard time. And now I can't go spend Christmas with them. And then they go into this very specific conversation about a conflict that they had or an argument that they had. And if you can imagine yourself in that micro environment and how you might feel emotionally, it might be even difficult to catch it consciously, but it's either going to create a state of tension within you, it's going to automatically get you thinking about your family, about your circumstances, but it's going to spin it into a negative impression. You're going to pick out in your memory negative aspects that match that environment around you, and then you're going to believe that it's true. And then it's going to come up with more thoughts to support the thing that you just thought that was started by this environment that you were in. So let's move you from that environment into a brand new environment. And let's say you're standing in the line in the grocery store. Your intention is to get in there and get out of there, right? You want your stuff. You want to get in the car. You want to get home. But on this day, there are people in line, and they're having quite a different conversation. They're talking about, you know what? It was a little bit difficult for me to afford a couple of things, and yet I found that if I did this technique or I managed it this way, and I was able to do this very special thing for my family. Or somebody says, you know what, I tend to spend the holidays alone and I enjoy it because I don't have to rush around. I enjoy just reading on the couch, and just being on my own. And then what you hear from these two people is you get a real life example of what it looks like and sounds like when somebody's being successful with their family and when somebody's being successful spending time on their own. So that's probably a long way to explain how important it is to surround yourself with people and things that trigger the best part of you. We all walk around with that little, we've got the angel on one side and the devil on the other side, and the angel's saying, come on, Krista, you can do it. You can do it. And the devil's is saying, you know what? This is an incurable condition. Nobody's ever beaten it, right? And we're all doomed. And so the important thing for influences is to choose what thoughts and emotions are going to get triggered by what we surround ourselves with. So the way that you do that is you say, first of all, you say, my emotional state of mind is more important than anything else because I'm on a journey of healing. And so you decide, you make a pact with yourself, you say, any movie I see, I'm going to run it through a litmus test. Is this book, is the movie, is the person an ally for me? Are they going to help me feel more courage from what I'm looking and reading at? And if it doesn't, you got to kick it out of your life. So one of the biggest reasons why I like to read is because it puts me in contact with other people, other stories that I get to witness another person's journey, and it makes me have more confidence in my own journey. One of the biggest examples of those kinds of movies, you call them hero's journey movies. You can go online and Google hero's journey, and it'll pull up a whole bunch of movies. One of them is the Star Wars. There's a whole bunch of them. I can't remember what they are right now. Google hero's journey movies, and when you sit down for your entertainment, do it a dual service. It's for your entertainment, but also for your emotional well-being. When you pick up a book, have it be something that tells you something that helps you feel better about yourself. I just got through reading that book, Educated by Tara Westover. And that is also, it's a hero's journey because you get to see firsthand and in a true way how she started with a difficult family upbringing, how she got out of that and started educating herself, not just academically, but how she was able to move through more better beliefs. And she actually changed herself as a person. And it's a true story, so that when you are in difficult moments, when you're feeling sad, when you're feeling like you don't really know what the next step is, you have these books and these movies that are positive influences where you remember, you can access that part of yourself, that little angel that is always in your best favor. It's like a direct link to that part of you that has the capability to move forward. So I am interested in hearing if you have a favorite book or a movie that's a positive influence. I would love to hear about that in the comments. And if you like this kind of thing and you like the idea of healing emotionally, feeling better with anxiety, feeling better with the sadness that us Meniere's people go through, then you are welcome to see if you want to be one of those 5 people to join us in the 90 Days to Resiliency program. We're going to be starting it here in a couple of weeks. I'm going to leave a link below to get, if you want to set up a time to get on the phone and talk about whether this is a good fit for you, just click the link below. And I want to leave you today with the encouragement that you have everything within you to get better today than you were yesterday. And let me know how you're doing, okay? I'll see you on the next round.